Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the opportunity and the introduction. Before I jump into my speech, I would like to mention that Sister Mihrigul Tursun was saved, because of her two kids, was not Chinese citizens, were Egyptian citizens. So she was able to escape from this probably murdering of Chinese Communist Party. And now she's being survivor and also witness of the concentration camp. And she's been in the United States for around 2 years, and she did not speak any English when she was here. So I think she did a fantastic job with her limited English to explain the pain that she went through, and all Uyghur people in East Turkestan region. Come back to my speech. I do not represent Uyghur people nor Uyghur American Association. My opinions, my speech are purely my thoughts and beliefs and my observations. So I want to make sure that people don't understand that whatever I speak do not represent the organization that I run. I am here as a son of the survivor of the Chinese concentration camp. Why do I say Chinese concentration camp, right? So let me put a little bit of background of people that do not know where is East Turkestan. If you look at China in the map, Chinese map look like a chicken. If you look at it, right? The tail part where China has border with Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, these area, even India and Pakistan, are called East Turkestan or Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. It was occupied by Chinese PLA, People's Liberation Army, in 1949. We had our independent East Turkestan Republic in 1933 and 1944. And in 1949, Chinese government and with the Russian government, at that time was Soviet Union, assassinated all our leaders and occupied our country. In that time, we had less than 1% population. Now, East Turkestan is the name that we call, but China calls it Xinjiang. What Xin is, Xin in Chinese is new. Jiang in Chinese is border or territory, right? So from the name itself, you can see that our region was occupied because they call it new region. So it was occupied from 1949. Since then, China has, moving millions of mass Han Chinese population to our region to make us ethnic minority. We are ethnic majority in the region, but now they're trying to make us becoming ethnic minority, right? So just let you know the little bit overview. For past 70 years, China is doing everything possible to make us denounce our religion, denounce our culture, not praying, forgetting about Islam, forgetting about our culture to become Han Chinese. What happened is, as China pressure us to stay away from our religion, our people stick onto it. Our people were more religious. Our people were more resilient, and Chinese government gave up. If you look at this terminology of the final solution, that was mentioned by Nazi Germany in Holocaust. When they put people in the concentration camp, Adolf Hitler said the final solution against Jewish people. Now, Uyghur people are not in competition of who is more victim, okay? There's no other historical event in the recent history that we can compare. People are not able to grasp what's going on in the region. That's why I said it is close to Holocaust. It is, since the Holocaust is the most massive human rights violation in the planet Earth in terms of scale, because China's government said this is the final solution. They were not able to make us Chinese. Now they want to kill us in the concentration camp. Imagine places like Times Square. Imagine places like Georgetown, right? Imagine Saturday before the pandemic. Cities like that in Aksu, Kuchar, Kashgar, Urumchi. Uyghur people, the streets are vacant because people are massively detained in these concentration camps. And what is the criteria for Chinese government to take Uyghurs to the concentration camp? There is no criteria except you're not Chinese. Okay, let me put one more thing, right? People think because we're Muslim. No, it is only part of the equation. There are Christian Uyghurs, They are atheist Uyghurs. What do you think 70 years China is trying to let us denounce our religion with their education, with everything they have as a country? Don't you think we have thousands of atheist Uyghurs? Yes, we do have. But these people who served Chinese Communist Party as a loyal Chinese Communist Party member were detained in the Chinese concentration camp. Recently, the Xinjiang newspaper, the official state newspaper in China, in that region, said 4.7 million people went through these education. In beginning of 2018, when we speak up, they said there's no camps. Now they're saying this is re-education camp. I want to talk about a little bit about re-education. The president of Xinjiang University, Tashbulat Tip, he is the president, PhD. He taught thousands of Chinese students. And he is Communist Party member to be able to be the president of Xinjiang University. That university is the biggest university in the region. He was taken to the concentration camp. What kind of re-education job skills they want to teach? The president of Xinjiang Medical University was detained in the concentration camp. We're talking about thousands of scholars, thousands of scientists and entrepreneurs. All these people are taken to the concentration camp, including my 67 years old father. My father was taken in 2018, and when he was released after 2 years, he almost died. Chinese guard, this old man, they beat him, they broke his leg, and they did not believe that my father's leg was broken. The Chinese guards forced him to walk with the broken leg. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So because of my advocacy, I believe my father was released from the Chinese concentration camp. By the time he released, they said, here's your graduation certificate, okay, in the concentration camp. Now you're a tailor. My father is wealthy, retired businessman. He does not need job. He does not need money. He is law-abiding citizen in China. So rather, from the political perspective, from the educational perspective, from the job perspective, my father does not need education. How come the 67 years old man graduated, so-called, from the Chinese concentration camp, receiving a certificate of tailor? This is a cover-up, right? So now, for decades, China is implementing one-child policy for decades. Now, in Chinese culture, what happened is, in order to continue their generation, they want to have boys. So when Chinese mom is pregnant for years, they look at the babies. If it's girls, they do abortion. Can you imagine? Go back to Jahiliyyah. What happened to those girls that we buried alive? It's the same thing. There's thousands of girls in the mother's womb were killed by Chinese people in that culture. And then they had boys, having boys. After decades, there's extremely significant gender imbalance. We're talking about 60 million to 100 million Chinese men cannot find female to get married. Okay, Uyghur girls are not like Chinese. They have Caucasian characteristics, right? In the Chinese media, in Chinese movies, entertainment, Uyghur girls are always sex subject because they're beautiful. Now, Chinese men, they look up to them. They want to have Uyghur girls, right? This become golden business opportunity for Chinese government to reward Chinese Communist Party members in that region. They were able to come to the concentration camp, pick the girls they want. Let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters. Not women's, even men's were getting gang raped. One of our scholar, I'm not going to mention his name, please Google it because I want to respect him. One of our scholar was gang raped. He is a man in a Chinese prison. Now, can you imagine what's happening to those girls who were taken to the concentration camp? Now, they're raping is another case, but increasing number of forced marriages going on in the East Turkestan region. 16 years old, 17 years old, 19 years old Uyghur girls are speaking up or signing the paperwork to say, I want to get married with Han Chinese Communist Party members. Please do not touch my family. Please release my mother, my father. Do you know who are they? They're Aisha, they're Fatma, they're Hatija. They are our Uyghur Muslim brothers and sisters. They have to, in order to save their fathers, their family members, they are sacrificing their dignity to Han Chinese Communist Party members. This is happening all over the place, the forced marriage. And China is proud of that. Now, since they cannot take all the Uyghurs in the concentration camp, whoever left outside, the Chinese Communist Party, in their own website, they were doing propaganda. They said, we're proud of this new peer program. Every Uyghur family will have a Chinese relative that we will peer up. You know what's happened? Imagine the head of the household, father, brother were taken to the concentration camp. You have a Chinese man is paired to that family. That Chinese man are eating on your table, sleeping on your bed, while the father and the brother was in the concentration camp. Many rape cases, many suicide cases. Imagine that. Now, what's happening to those people that had land, that have farms, that have gardens, that have houses, the businesses? Recently, we can see from TikTok, in Chinese TikTok, that Chinese migrants are live streaming from Uyghur people's house. Say, hey guys, wonderful opportunity. Move to Xinjiang, move to East Turkestan. I just moved here. They're holding their phone. I just moved here. Look at this furniture. Look at this gardens. Look at this farm. I just got it. Everybody come. What they're doing, they're killing our people in the concentration camp. They are putting them in the forced labor camp. And then our properties and the house and apartments, everything were given to illegal Chinese migrants. So we further become less and less populated minority in East Turkestan region, guys. And when fathers and mothers are taken to the concentration camp, what's happening to those kids? Those kids are taken to the child camp. 500,000 kids are in some sort of child camps right now. And you know what? Do you think they will grow up as atheists? No, they don't grow up as atheists. They grow up worship Xi Jinping. They grow up worship Chinese Communist Party members. Except Pharaoh, I don't remember anyone declare their God, but Xi Jinping is doing that. Now, we have a doctor called Enver Tohti in London right now. He worked for Chinese Communist Party for many years, and his job was harvesting organs from political prisoners who are executed by the Chinese government. And recently he starts speaking up. Uyghur people's organs are harvested. You know, I believe that if Nazis have that technology, they would do it. They didn't have that technology, but China has it. China is a dictatorship with a super high technology that they are capable of even monetizing Uyghurs' body. That is what's going on. And when we talk about whether this is genocide, whether this is cultural genocide, you know what? Let your definition go to hell. People are suffering right now. They're dying right now. I don't care what is the definition, but people are dying right now. Millions. Just because you don't see the picture, you don't see the videos, that doesn't mean that's not happening. The East Turkestan region is absolute information black hole. We are not able to extract information from that region. When Rohingya, if there's genocide, when there's Myanmar, there's a genocide. We see videos and we believe what's going on because we see the video. And you know what? We are more receptive for that information and we want to do something. When we talk about Palestine, Gaza, okay, we see the videos, but in East Turkestan, because of the high tech of China, because every 100 meters, there's a police checkpoint checking your phone, checking your, installing application, tracking everything that you do on your phone. Therefore, we cannot prove, and we're telling Chinese government, if this is re-education, if there's no Holocaust in East Turkestan region against Uyghur, if there is no crimes against humanity, open your border, let international observers to go there, check it out. And they're not allowing that. I want to say something, guys. We're talking about Islamophobia recently. We're talking about Charlie Hebdo, right? We're talking about Charlie Hebdo. Out of 8 billion people, I promise you 7.5 billion people did not know Charlie Hebdo. We as a Muslim made them popular, made them famous. People start researching it because somebody cut somebody else's hat off in Paris, and the president of Turkey was speaking up, president of Pakistan was speaking up against Islamophobia. Okay, I want to talk about something, right? We're talking about as if Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam need their protection. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or our religion does not need hypocrite politics or their protection. Their name will not be dirty just because of couple, cartoons. But here's the thing. You pick up the cartoons as an enemy of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Go back to East Turkestan. Thousands of Muhammad, thousands of Aisha, Fatma are getting killed by Chinese Communist Party, and you don't speak up. I want to turn a light. I'm not saying that do not speak up against this cartoon. I'm just saying do not have double standard. When your enemy is strong, do not run away. Let me talk about who are Islamophobic countries. I'm going to give you the list of Islamophobic countries. United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Indonesia, Turkey, and Palestine as well, the government. They're the one supporting China, deporting Uyghurs from their region, or signing the letters in the United Nations to support China. They are the Islamophobic countries. I do not remember any Western countries, New Zealand, United States of America, Canada, or European countries are supporting China. And I look at this way, because it's not only about money. The Islamic regions around the world have very similar regimes with China, very similar mentality to rule their government or their people with China. That's why they're supporting each other. And it's our responsibility in the free world, in America, in Canada, or in any Western countries, it's our responsibility to create awareness. Forget about other people in our own community. Go to masjid, talk about it, write article in Arabic, in Urdu, in any language, in Bangladesh, talk to people in your country, because in your country, they don't speak against China. So it's our responsibility to create this awareness in this Muslim communities around the world, because China, in the international stage, their number one argument is this, guys. Oh, you know what? Concentration camp does not exist because this is plot of CIA. Because United States think that we are threatening in terms of economy. China, they're getting jealous. That's why they're using the Uyghur, concentration camp issue. There's no concentration camp. If Uyghurs, there were concentration camp in East Turkestan region, why not Saudi Arabia is not speaking up? They're Muslim. Why not Turkey is speaking up? Why not the Muslim nations are speaking up? If there's genocide against Muslim, of course, they're the one first should speak up. They're supporting us. Therefore, America, you're lying. That is the argument of China. And people are dying right now because of our silence. Guys, that's what I want to say. And you know what? In Surah Hujurat, Allah said, Muslims are nothing except brothers. Are we brothers? I don't see that. I see different level of brothers. I see the brother of Joseph throwing him to death. That is the brotherhood that I see. I don't see any other brotherhood here. Prophet Muhammad said, Muslims are one body. If one part of the body hurts, the rest of the body hurts. Guess what? I think we're in a different body, bro. We're not in the same body. My body is hurting. My people are dying. My people are getting raped and organ harvested and massively killed by the Chinese government and putting on a slave labor in the Chinese government and in the China region. But I don't see that the rest of the body is hurting because they're different body. Probably we worship different Allah and we follow different Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because I see the Muslim world is not speaking up at all. Not only not speaking up, supporting China. I want to tell you something. What can you do? The legitimacy of Chinese government is coming from Chinese GDP. It's coming from Chinese economy. Because of they have economy, they can buy out the politicians around the world. Where are those money coming from? These are coming from the Chinese concentration camp. Why do you think Chinese products are so cheap? Because it's made with free labor. Nowhere in the world that you can compete with free labor. So when you buy Chinese product, when you see in the Walmart made in China, I want you to see the brother of the Uyghur people's kidney, Uyghur people's eyes, Uyghur people's liver in made in China product. Fight against made in China product. Create awareness against made in China product. Create, campaign against made in China products. Now, right now in the U.S. Congress, we have Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. If that becomes law, many thousands of Uyghurs, their life will be saved, because the economic incentive of using slave labor, putting people in the concentration camp, will be gone. China does not concern our thoughts and prayers or human rights. China will concern their economy. The way to stop that economy is passing this law so we can create this example of tracking every single Chinese product in the United States to make their business difficult. Allah in Surah Ma'idah said, saving one life is saving like humanity. My brothers and sisters, there's no cheaper life than Uyghur's life that you can save. It's very cheap to save Uyghur's life. Just don't buy Chinese product. Just campaign against Chinese product. Support this bill. Call your Congress, call your representative to support this bill. And at the end, I went 5 minutes over. I do apologize for my, being not politically correct, but I would rather speak what's from my heart than being politically correct. Thank you for your time.